Hopping. All right. And I told Ashley, Congressman, that I would send her over the raw video of our interview just so she can. I know the comms people like to stay on the call, but for the aesthetic, I needed her to hop off. All right. And one thing real quick, just because we're doing this on Zoom, there might be a few awkward pauses where I have to switch the camera and unmute myself and things like that. So.
Sure. And I'm in the middle of the hallway, so people will probably be walking back and forth as we're speaking.
Yeah, that's totally fine. All right, so let me get into this. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. So we are going to call him the King of Capitol Hill Christmas. Congressman Ed Perlmutter, Democrat of Colorado, is with us from the hallway of the Longworth House office building. Sir, how are you? Thanks for coming on with us. But more importantly, what is going on the second floor of Longworth?
Well, on the second floor of Longworth, we have decorations galore. And we're, in effect, it's become kind of a competition as to who can, have the most elaborate decorations. Probably 10, 12 offices here, different members from Wisconsin to Michigan and Pennsylvania, Colorado, all over the place, Oklahoma. And we're just having fun. The offices are having some fun decorating the hallway and their particular offices.
Now, sir, is this a truly bipartisan effort by the members on the second floor there?
It is truly bipartisan. We have Mike Gallagher, who's a Republican, Stephanie Bice, who's a Republican. She's from Oklahoma, but the rest of us are, I think most everybody else is a Democrat. Mary Gay Scanlon from Pennsylvania, Jason Crow from Colorado, Connor Lamb from Pennsylvania. So we have a good mixture. Sherry Bustos from Illinois. And but I got to tell you, the best decorations are from the Perlmutter office here, and Coloradans would be very proud of us.
Talking trash very early in the interview, sir. I appreciate that. You get bonus points for that. I want to know, we are 2 years removed now from the Christmas capades of 2019, where there were some allegations of malfeasance there on the second floor of Longworth. Can you take me through just a summary of what happened then and now how that has multiplied into what we have this year?
Well, a couple of years ago, I challenged Jason Crow. We started putting up some decorations. I said that he's also a Colorado representative. They couldn't match. Then they matched, and then we did some more. We've got a big snowman behind us. And, one day our snowman's deflated, our nutcracker is gone. And, I didn't know by then Mike Gallagher from Wisconsin was putting stuff up. And I kind of had my suspicions that it was one of those guys. Now, they never admitted it because eventually the nutcracker showed back up and the snowman we were able to inflate it. But they tried to win by certain skullduggery. But that's not going to happen this time. We're prepared.
So no funny business to this point in the year thus far?
Not yet, but it's just getting going. But I think, so far, I think what's really been so positive is the different offices have interacted. Within the offices, there's been a lot of fun of people putting their decorations together, and it's been exciting. And so at this point, it's still all very friendly. Now, as the competition continues to heat up, I wouldn't be surprised if, Crow, Gallagher, Connor Lamb next door. I think one's a Marine, 2 of them are Army. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't start pulling some fast ones, but we're ready. We're ready.
Well, then we look forward to the follow-up. Sir, I want to ask you as well.
Well, no, Adam, I should just jump in real quick. I mean, next door to me, Mary Gay Scanlon from Philadelphia, she's got this giant snowman that is a Philadelphia Flyer called Gritty or something like that. And it really, she thinks it's a great snowman, but I'm going, this is like the abominable snowman. This is not like a normal snowman or Santa Claus or anything like that. It's this thing called Gritty. And, who's Gritty?
Yeah. Being from DC, we all know gritty far too well, and the less gritty, the better, as far as I'm concerned, and the rest of us are concerned here in Washington. Sir, I do want to ask you about, have you heard words at all from Capitol Police, the architect of the Capitol? Is anyone concerned about the growing amount of festoonery there on the Hall?
We've not heard anything from Capitol Police or from the architect of the Capitol. I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything, but I think they, like we, you know, with COVID having been around all of last year, this year, this was a very lonely place this time last year. Only members were here, no staffs were in their offices. These hallways were barren and lonely. And this kind of activity, I think, is really positive. And I think the Capitol Police look at it like that, as do the architects of the Capitol.
My last question for you, sir, is in 2019, when this all got started, it's my understanding that there was no formal judging. It was all just sort of like, you know, words exchanged between officers. Has there been any discussion of having any sort of independent, nonpartisan group or a group of people come in to actually judge and see who is the king of Capitol Hill Christmas?
Well, you know, in 2019, there was no doubt that the Perlmutter office from Colorado was by far the best. And so whether there were independent judges or, you know, biased judges or something like non-independent judges, still no question. Even if somebody were chosen by Jason Crow or Mike Gallagher or Mary Gay Scanlon, they still would have had to pick our office. I think the same thing's going to hold true this time. If you know, our staff assistant, Delaney, has really taken great lengths to make our office the best. And the others have done, you know, fairly credible efforts, but still doesn't match.
And I understand that Val Demings is there on your hall. My wife and I lived in Orlando for 6 years. I know she represents the House of Mouse. I know her office is probably bringing it.
So she's around the corner. I only investigated this side
I see.
Just now. So I didn't have a chance to get around the corner because that's when I first was talking to you. I figured I better get back here for this interview.
All right. Well, I am anxious to get down there and see, you know, I'm gonna leave right now.
So so I want you to pop into different offices and just let them know that they're doing a good job, but Perlmutter's office tops them all.
Right. Well, hopefully everyone will be able to keep the Christmas spirit alive as we get into some of these weighty issues. I know we've got the debt ceiling discussion coming up and a whole bunch of other things that could literally hold Congress past its expected recess. So best of luck to you. Merry Christmas to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thanks, Adam. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays to everybody out there.
You bet. Take care, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.